Speak about Prophet Muhammad. Do you reject Jeremiah? Do you reject him? There was no. There was no eyewitness. He said he was by himself and he was scared.
Yes.
So you said there was witnesses. According to Jeremiah, there was no witnesses.
Who witnessed Muhammad getting the messages?
Okay. Do you know you're asking who witnessed Muhammad in the cave?
Yes.
There was no one with Muhammad. Okay. It was, but now there was another occasions when people witnessed when God spoke to Prophet Muhammad. I mean when there's Aisha when when Prophet Muhammad received the Quran.
Are we talking about hadith?
You know, listen to that. You ask me for
talking about the hadith.
Auntie, do you ask me for witness or do you ask me for hadith? What you ask me for?
Well,
witness.
The hadith has to
No hadith, Quran.
But
The
Quran
witness
does
will.
not say there's a witness in it. The Quran does
Okay,
not
you
say
speaking to
that.
the wrong guy. I'm not Qurani.
You're not correct.
Yeah, I'm not Qurani. I follow Quran and hadith. So if you want to speak to a Qurani, look
So
someone
you
else.
So you believe in the Quran and the hadith?
Yeah, I believe Quran and hadith, yes. Okay.
Why do you believe the hadith?
That's different subject now. Why I believe in hadith. Now you're going to why I believe in hadith. No, that's different subject. The point here, you asked me, that's true, man. You asked me there's witnesses. I told you there was witnesses. When Prophet Muhammad received the revelation from God, not the one in the cave. There's many events when the companions witnessed it. And now you change the subject. And now let us go back to the main point that you just lay down a condition which God against your book. Because not every prophet that God spoke to, according to the Old Testament, had witnesses. Are you aware of that? One of them, Jeremiah.
That the Quran lied when they accepted the Injil and the Torah.
The Quran lied when it accepted the Injil. What do you mean by that?
They confirmed it.
It doesn't say that the Torah, Allah said in the Quran, confirming mean that the Injil was sent down from God to Jesus. Are you aware?
And now why do you say it's changed?
Okay, that's a good point. Because the Injil that Allah spoke to, Allah said in the Quran, He gave it to Jesus. But the New Testament that you have, was it given to Jesus or to Mark and Paul and Luke and Matthew?
They were eyewitness accounts. They weren't.
Are you sure you're eyewitness? Okay, let us go to Luke.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
They were eyewitnesses. Okay, let us see, yeah?
They all wrote at different
Okay.
times without.
Luke, let us look. She say Luke was eyewitness. Okay. In as much as many have taken in hands to set in order a narrative of those things which have been fulfilled amongst us, just as those from the beginning were eyewitnesses and the ministers of the word, delivered them to us. So Luke was not eyewitness. No. Luke was not eyewitness. You said Luke was a disciple. So take it back.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
No. Before we go, we're going to go step by step. First of all, Auntie, I will carry on speaking to you, but you have to admit Luke was not disciple.
You also have to admit to me. None of this talk over me all the time. I'm not having that.
I'm not talking over you. You're not answering. You said Luke was a disciple, correct?
Luke was one of his companions.
I just proved to you he wasn't.
He talked about Jesus from.
I'm not talking about he talk about it. You said he was disciple. I'm showing you he wasn't from his own words.
Well, you're telling me Aisha witnessed the Quran.
That was not Aisha. No, we're talking about Luke, are we? We're not talking about Luke or Aisha now. We're talking about Luke.
Worry about your own faith.
So I see now. Okay, khalas, take care of yourself. Look after yourself. Khalas, I'm not going to force you. I'll try to explain to you. And now she said Matthew or John. Let us go to John. Is John eyewitness? I'm going to show you John is not eyewitness.
John was a companion.
I'm going to show you John is not eyewitness as well. From your own book. That's how I'll show you. I don't have to go to the Quran because you don't accept the Quran.
I don't understand how the Bible.
Yeah, you tell me, you explain to me this.
The Bible
because I don't understand English.
By men inspired by God.
Okay. This is, so listen to this. This is the disciple who testified of these things and wrote these things. And we know that his testimony is true. So who's speaking here?
I'm not too sure.
But so the author of this gospel is not eyewitness because he's saying this is the disciple who testified of these things and wrote these things. And we know him. Who's we?
Well, his companions.
Who are they?
They all knew him.
So this, hold on a minute. Is it John or who? No. Before you tell me. Hold on, this John. You tell me John was eyewitness, but here is not John. This is another person speaking, saying we know him.
So,
you know who? And who's you?
The disciples knew Jesus.
No, Auntie, who's we here?
I can't see without my reading.
No, okay, let me read it out for you. Okay, so this is the writer of the Gospel of John saying this is the disciple who testify of these things
So he's talking about it.
and wrote these things.
Yes.
And we know that his testimony is true.
Yeah.
So who is we? I want to know.
All his companions.
Companions of who?
Jesus.
No, it's not. It's not about John. It's not about Jesus.
Yes. He
His
is
testimony.
talking about the testimonies for Jesus.
It's not because this word, not every here is a word of Jesus.
Well, that's like saying the Quran's got Allah, we, and
No,
I,
don't change
something
Allah
else.
because
It's the same
no, it's not the same. I'm not
You
telling you
have
about.
to read it in
I'm not telling you about
context.
Elohim. If I talk about Elohim and I ask you why is it Elohim, because Elohim is a plural. I'm talking like saying we. Imagine I'm writing this and I said this is the words of this person who is a disciple and we know him. The question you ask, who is writing these things then?
Well, whoever the book's under.
You don't know
The
that.
book's
It's not
under
John.
Matthew, Mark, or-
But is it John? Is John we?
Well,
and
John is writing.
And who's he?
He's writing on behalf of the disciples.
So John is not disciple anymore.
Well, he's
Anyway, they're just going all over the place.
You haven't really read the Bible.
No, I read the Bible.
Neither of them had witness.
No, I would say, yeah, none of them. Even Paul. Paul was not eyewitness. Paul was known to be named Saul.
That means
Yeah.
when Muhammad didn't have eyewitness.
No, we're not talking about Muhammad. First of all,
Put both of them at the same
no,
time.
calm down. We just jumped on like that. Calm down. I'm saying she laid down the conditions because you missed. That's the problem when you come half through something. She said it has to be a condition to witness, okay?
You do.
And I'm saying to her, okay, be consistent. Let us see who witnessed Jesus. None of them witnessed it. All of them just. I don't say it's a condition, okay, but I'm talking about condition receiving the revelation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he spoke to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through Jibreel,
Allah
when
never
he
spoke to Muhammad.
okay, can I ask you something?
Jibreel did.
Okay, so you believe Prophet Muhammad came?
No, I don't believe
No,
Prophet
no.
Muhammad.
I don't even answer my finish my question. Yeah, anyway, yeah. I can ask, look, I can refute Christians with a logical argument. The question we ask, how do we know if Prophet Muhammad got inspired by Satan or God? Does a Satan tell you to worship perfect God? I want a Christian to answer me. You're a Christian?
No.
Okay, how are you?
Sikh.
Sikh. Does a Satan tell you to worship perfect God?
Don't drag us
Okay.
into
No,
this.
Okay.
I don't believe in all these stories. It's like,
Okay, you believe in Guru?
No, I'm Sikh, but I don't like. I'm not traditionally Sikh.
Okay, so you're just name.
No, we are spiritual.
I can openly admit
We
I don't
believe
know.
We believe in the higher spirit rather than
Yeah,
honest man.
I know that, but how do you know you? So you worship the Holy Spirit, correct?
No.
A high spirit. Sorry.
Higher spirit.
Do you worship the Creator?
Yeah.
How do you know the way you worship Him is correct?
Why should it be correct? My heart tells me.
Yeah, but if my heart tells me,
What's there to laugh? It's
Yeah,
what
don't
every
laugh,
person believes in.
sorry, Auntie, sorry, it's
Okay?
not.
It's not subjective.
No, but Auntie, if my heart
It is
tells me,
personal to me.
yeah, but if my heart tells me my way is correct, how do you know which one is correct?
I know.
No,
My
none of them
subconscious
can be
tells me.
definitively correct.
No, my way can be definitely correct. Why? Because we can determine and analyze how we establish Prophet Muhammad as a true prophet.
As long as we
Yeah.
are not telling other people you are wrong, as long as you believe in the same being, the higher entity up there,
No.
without being cruel to other human
Auntie,
beings
welcome to
or
Speaker's Corner.
anybody.
Speaker's Corner, we say who is wrong, who is right. So we do that. As long as we don't force and we don't insult each other. We respect one another and we have a nice discussion. It's no problem. What I'm
I
saying,
think people should come here
Yeah.
to unite together rather than to divide.
yeah, but in order for us to
man think that is wrong because he wants people more
Because we have so many
divided than
differences,
put
we can't
together.
unite upon differences.
differences. And if we're going to unite,
Why do you want
according to who should we unite?
all want to go
I
to the
believe
same
you should
place?
worship God
Barakallah.
alone. A Christian believes you should worship three gods, or God, the Son, and the
That
Holy
is
Spirit.
up to
That
them.
doesn't make
Whoever
any
just
sense.
want to worship
No, wait,
God,
sorry.
the one God. But why
You know,
should
there's-
that
we'll
be
speak to you,
there?
we'll speak to you,
Why
Baba.
should that
Just 1
be
minute,
contention
1 minute, Abu
over
Aisha,
that?
just 1 minute.
They are not hurting anyone, even if they want to believe in three gods, as long as you are not hurting anyone, physically or mentally.
but we say
or
you shouldn't hurt them.
But no, but what we're saying basically,
Why does Islam have to force their stamp on it?
we don't have to force no one. The Christians do that as well. The Christians, they come here and tell Muslims are wrong. No, but I want to say, Auntie,
it
you,
shouldn't be that. We
if you allow us to
should be
explain to you,
united as long as you are believing in a higher entity and not hurting anyone.
What about
Not
if you-
threatening
yeah,
anyone
but-
and not telling that if you don't believe in God the way we do, that you're going to burn in hell forever. It's fine. Let everybody believe in the
yeah, but
God they want.
you're a Sikh.
I'm a Sikh.
Okay, you teaching based upon your teachers, Guru and Guru Nanak.
Our
Yeah.
Guru said,
Okay.
believe in God in whichever way you want come to as long as you do not hurt anyone.
Okay.
But be true followers without hurting people from other faiths.
How can you be true followers of God if you're not following the true God?
Oh, see, there you are. Okay. How do you know
This-
your God is true and mine?
That's what I'm saying. That's no, but no. Auntie. You know what you're thinking? Harm has to be
Nobody can
physically.
prove
What
anything
about
about
turning
God.
away from the Creator? No, there is.
Nobody can
No, there is.
about it.
How? The Creator. We cannot. Everything is easy to prove what the Creator said. Easily.
No, it's not.
That's why you know what?
No, nobody can prove.
Guru Nanak, how do you know he?
Your
how-
own subconscious.
No, it's not. It's
your
not.
own
Anyway,
heart.
okay, take care. Yes, you said what?
See, you can't answer it.
No, I can't speak to you. You said about tree. What you said?
Continue with that one.
No, she's not, because she's saying I'm not going to continue with. She's saying I don't have to say nothing, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Just forget about what you say, but in your life, yeah, have you ever experienced, yeah, or have you ever heard from your God, from your
Yeah.
Allah?
Have you?
Yeah, I've heard from Allah. Yeah, when I read the Quran, if it was Allah, look, you asked me a question, she jumped in, and now we're gonna look. Us as a Muslim, I'm gonna explain to you. As a Muslim, we don't have this subjective way to prove Allah and Islam. As a Muslim, we have a universal proof to establish Islam is truth. As for until if you're gonna say no proof, to you there's no proof. Don't speak on my behalf. There is proof. To you there is no. Okay. I'll let me finish my points. I'll let you speak. Let me speak. Yeah. So now, God speak, like people say, I heard God speaking to me. The question I will ask you, how do you know that is God anyway? Because anyone can claim God speak to him, correct? The Hindu can claim that, the Sikh can claim that, the Christian can claim that. So how do you know that? You see what I'm saying? So hear me out. What I'm saying, Allah, if I want to speak to, if I want to speak to, if you want God to speak to me, I read the book of Allah and God speaks to me. If I want to speak to Allah, I pray to Allah. You understand? But that's not my way to prove Islam is the truth. It's not my way to say one day I was sleeping, I saw Prophet Muhammad in a dream, tell me I'm true prophet, therefore believe what I'm going to say. No, I will give you universal proofs. I challenge anyone. Do you know any book the size of the Quran? It has been memorized by 100 million of people who doesn't speak the language of the book. Do you know any book other than the Quran? Name one book. Fadal, go on, no book. And you know what Allah said in the Quran 49 years ago? Allah said He made the Quran easy. Allah, no. No one, auntie, there's no one memorized Chinese book and doesn't speak Chinese. I will challenge anyone to show me a person like that. That doesn't make any sense. And that's why it's
makes sense. You can learn any language by rote.
Learn the language.
From the
No. She missed the point. Auntie, look, you keep talking. Can you give us a book? Can you give us a book?
If you
Stop
are
about
teaching
if.
a child to repeat something by rote, you can learn.
The point is, it's not even a child. Sometimes a brother just become a Muslim and doesn't.
How thick is the Quran? How thick is the Quran?
Excuse me, listen, you know me, I get frustrated with if. Do you know any book? No. Do you know any book? Yes or no? Do you know which book?
Okay. The Sikh book is about that thick.
It has been memorized by who?
By the priests. They know it by heart.
They know the language?
Yes.
That's not my point. My point is there is. She's not listening.
They can read it, but can they understand it?
No. Before our understanding, I'm saying there is no book in the earth. It has been memorized by 100 million of people who doesn't know speak the language of the book, except what the Quran. Except the Quran. Yeah, of course. You believe Guru Nanak to be prophet, you have no proof to accept. And you're going to ask me for proof. You're going to ask me for proof. Anyway, I'm going to speak to him. You two, me and him believe in God of Abraham. Why are you Christian scared now? You want to say it?
Just because some people can recite the book and learn.
You know the problem that, you know what, when I speak to, when I speak to sincere Christians and atheists, they say, yeah, it's true. That is amazing. How on earth a book that has been memorized by 100 million of people does not speak the language of the book? So, but when you speak to someone who's stubborn, doesn't want to hear the truth.
That argument is so weak.
Yes.
That just means,
No, brother, leave her.
That just means that people can retain.
You know what they say? The one who cannot reach the grapes, he says sour.
Okay.
Because you cannot reach it, that's why.
No.
Okay, go on. You know, I'm free person. I want to speak to him, to be honest.
No,
I have
you were
respect.
speaking to me before.
No, you're Christian. You want to say something? Go on.
Just continue.
Don't hide behind her. Go on. Go on. What do you want?
You speak to me.
Okay, I'm good. I'm okay enough.
Right,
I'm
okay.
okay enough. I'm okay. Take a look at yourself. I'm sorry if I was.
I've seen videos of you.
I'm running away. I'm running away. Yes. I'm very scared.
What if I tell you?
You know, listen, auntie. I'm speaking to you. I have respect. You just by jumping in.
No, you were discussing with me.
But listen,
Okay,
our
then-
discussion is not going
can-
nowhere.
can you
So
listen?
Roger dictate, let me speak to someone else. If
Are
our
you
discussion is not going
listening?
nowhere.
Okay, are you listening? Would anybody believe here if I told you that I have taught children to use 12% of their memory, by which they can read blindfolded, they can see what, without looking behind what's going behind them. They don't even have to open a book and they know what's written on page, which book they have ever read.
Okay, خلاص, just people like that.
So there are programs you can train children from the age.
You should send them to, I think they need them in the army, people like that. They'll be very good to save the countries. They can see this way, that way. You know what I mean?
About it, they can go
Yeah, okay.
and search. It's called Brighter Minds.
So that proof God is, you prove that your Sikhism is true?
No, it's got nothing to do with Sikhism.
So what are we talking about here?
I'm talking about the power of the brain. Okay?
Yeah, the power-
It's not all about our religion.
Yeah, well,
It's not always
sorry,
my
I'm here
religion
for
versus your religion.
I'm here for religion, sorry.
This is the power.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, this is the
والله
power
every person I
of
speak
the
to,
brain.
I'm not here for nothing other than.
At the moment,
I'm here for
humans
religion.
only use about 7% of their brain.